It's been an interesting one. Hopefully it'll be a better day today. I love my daughter. I love my daughter. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's story time because we didn't get story time yesterday because my phone was being doing its thing because of the retrograde. Okay, so what was I doing? I was doing something, and my dog called me. He never calls me. We either text, we text, um, and he's living, and I'm like, okay, what transpired from the house up until now to where he needs to call me because this is urgent. And he's telling me what happened, and I'm like, tell me she didn't. Tell me she didn't. He's like, she did. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking I will deal with this. Not like I had enough shit to deal with on my own, but my daughter and shit. And I was like, why? Why, child? Why are you not using your head? So, yeah, there's that. So I call her. Don't get a message. Call her again, and I'm like, so I text my Dom, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to call her, and she's not answering her phone. So I can talk to her and get what had transpired, what happened, and whatnot, you know. So he goes, yeah, I'm pissed, and I'm like, I can tell. I'm not too happy with her myself. I mean, I don't know what was going in that noggin of hers, but obviously it wasn't. She wasn't thinking. And he's like, well, I just wanted to call you to catch you up on speed, and I'm like, thank you. I'm thinking in my head, I'm trying to keep this relationship. I'm trying to keep this dynamic. I'm trying to keep this what we have, and I have to deal with this shit. And then he tells me, and see, this is what boggles my mind. This is what boggles my mind. Okay, now, he tells me that fucking Patrick called him. And I'm like, why did he call you? He's like, he wanted to know what to do with Nikki's cards. And I started thinking, and I look at my Dom and I say, Daddy, Nikki thinks that Heaven threw out her tarot deck. threw her tarot deck away. Why does he have her deck? He said, I don't know. I said, and another thing, you have nothing to do. I mean, why would you know what to do with Nikki's deck? It's just it does not make sense to me. And he's like, because he was fishing, and I'm like, yeah. See, that makes more sense. He was fishing for information. He was trying to find out if I was still with him. Sucks to be you. Sorry. It sucks to be him because I still am. So in this little pea brain mind of my exes, now mind you, my Dawn pointed something out to me last night, and I did not like it one bit. I did not. He's like, I asked him, I said, Daddy, I don't get what is so flippin' special about me. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And he put it into terms in the DS dynamic terms for me to understand. He said, baby girl, think of it this way. In that dynamic, in that relationship, you was the dominant. So he is like a lost puppy who is searching for its odor. And what's its odor back? And I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I said, Daddy, there's just one thing here. I hated being the dominant. I hated it. I said, I mean, it was a nightmare and a half to be the dominant for that 52-year-old, whatever you call him. Right. Okay. This was months of being the dominant. You know, I gave him a chance. I really did. I gave him a longer chance than I would. Now, that's not to say if I had known the truth, I would not have ever been with that guy. I told Daddy, I said, you know, this is bad of me, but when Nikki had did what she did, and we was in the ER, and I was on the way to the ER, hoping that when I got there, I could at least freaking just have a smidge of a freaking breakdown because of everything, and just freaking fall apart. Just for a couple of minutes, and then pull myself back together. But I get to the ER, now mind you, now I'm expecting her, now whatever he is, and my ex, someone to be in the fucking triage and keeping my daughter calm until I got there, and then I will take over. So I get to the ER, and the fucking yahoos are fucking in the waiting room. And they're just looking at me smiling, and I'm like, dudes, why are y'all not in a triage with Nikki? And they're like, we got kicked out of the triage. And I'm like, how the fuck do you get kicked out of a fucking triage? What were y'all doing that was so bad that the triage nurse literally kicked you out and said, you ain't coming back in here at all? And I'm like, okay, just, I will handle this. I will handle this. I will handle this. And I'm telling my Tom this last night, and I'm like, I said, you know, Daddy, I just wanted to freaking collapse. And and this is bad of me, but at the time, the only thing that I could think of that would keep me remotely level-headed and sane is your hug. I was like, I was needing your hug so bad. I was like, I kept on telling myself this. I said, I can't wait for David to be back at the center because I really need a fucking hug. I need that hug. Like, if I don't get that hug, they're going to be visiting me in the freaking pavilion and not the other way around. Now, mind you, there's a lot of other things that transpired that created the catalyst of what happened with the winter solstice that led up to me doing this decision. That was one of them. That was one of the main ones. Okay, now mind you. But I knew I was the dominant. I knew that I was trying to guide, teach, and mentor this supposed person that was going to be my dom. That was supposed to be my dom. Mind you. And in my head, I'm thinking, I suck at being a dominant. The minute I have to fucking switch between submissive and dominant, I completely lose fucking interest in the person. And see, with my dom, I don't have to worry about that because he wears that air on him, period. I mean, he takes charge at his work. I mean, he does a lot of shit. And I will say this. Him and Heather are nothing but glorified, underpaid babysitters. Okay, now there's a reason why I say this. Because most of the idiots over there, okay, are nothing but big kids. Even the older ones, they're freaking nothing but big kids. Freaking drama and drama and drama and more drama. They have nothing better to do with their time than fucking produce drama. Why am I choosing not to go to that center? So I'm like, and he's like, yeah, that's what happens when you have two freaking big overgrown kids in an ER. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me about it. It's like I was there. It was just it was nothing but pure chaos. And I'm like, I cannot deal with this. But he was like, I knew by the way you freaking pounced on came behind the desk to give me a hug that you needed one. I was like, fuck yeah, I needed one. All the fucking bullshit that I had to deal with while you were gone. Fuck yeah. Oh no. I mean, it was enough that I had to be the dominant. He's like, I bet you weren't good at it either. I was like, no. No, I wasn't good at it. I'm not meant to be a dominant. I'm meant to be submissive. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a strong woman, but only when I have to be. And like, if I am with a person, I expect that person to be that dominant for me, to guide me and to not what I was. I should have just freaking listened to the cards, listened to my spirit guides, listened to everyone else, and just fucking went with David and told fucking Trevor to fuck himself. Excuse my language. Thank goodness this is not going with kids. So, but yeah. So you know, there's that fact, and I'm like. And I remember thinking, the blue boy don't have a chance in hell. He really and truly don't. He does not grasp the concept that when I fucking left that day, I left his ass in the dirt. And that next morning, which was Christmas Day, I told him. And he begged and begged me and begged me, and I'm like, this does not help your situation at all with me. This is just pathetic. I mean, because it's like, dude, come on now. I mean, I know whatever, it's not happening. And I looked at him and I said, look, and I was brutally honest with him. I said, look, I gave you a chance. Okay? I guided you to these said websites to start your research and study on, with the basics and the fundamentals of the lifestyle and BDSM. I kept hearing this same excuse. Oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. I'll do it the next day. I got tired of hearing those excuses. I mean, because, you know, if I'm going to take time to do my best to try to guide you and mentor you and teach you to be a dominant, which I am not a dominant, but I am having to play the role of the dominant so you can learn, and knowing that this does not bode well with me and does not freaking go with me whatsoever. But I'm putting that on the back burner, you know, and giving this a try. And I see all you want to do is, and don't get me wrong, he's a good artist. But when I am giving you stuff to look over and to study on, I expect that studying. I expect it. But when I see you not doing the studies and not doing the footwork and not doing this, that pisses me off. That lets me know that you are not taking this seriously. The only reason that you are wanting to do this is because you think it will keep me. And you will stay in my good graces. Well, that did not go what he thought, the way he thought it was going to go. And now he's not even left freaking Amarillo. So he tells me this, and I'm like, Daddy, I am so sorry that today was just not a very good day for you. I'm sorry that, my daughter had an oops moment and forgot. And I told him, I said, all you and Heather are underpaid, glorified babysitters. That's what it is. So I'm hoping today is a better day, because we've had nothing but trouble since we started this journey together. Anyways, let's pick the card of the day, shall we? So yeah, that was the story that I was planning on telling y'all yesterday, but my phone yesterday was being a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I was only doing like 6-minute, 2-minute freaking videos, and I'm like, oh no, we ain't doing this shit. Nope. And half of those apps, it just pops up. I don't even do, so I just deleted all of them. The Hanged Man. All right, here we go. Okay, so we've already basically had this one. Before abundance arrives, you might feel uncomfortable in your new position. Lean into being in that unfamiliar place and surrender like the hangman out. When you let go of thinking about how and when you're going to feel comfortable again, you will start to see new opportunities show up for you, and a way to move forward will be revealed. Releasing the need to control the situation and just going with the flow can help you gain a deeper understanding of what is going on around you and give you clarity. So, what's the clarifying card? The Fool. And the Nine of Cups. Reverse. So yeah, there's that. And I'm like, I was so drained yesterday. Like last night, we went to bed really early. Woke up at like 4. I think it was like 4:15. I made his coffee for him, and then later on, I got his shower ready. Okay, so this is what my morning before he leaves consists of. Okay, so we get up around 4:35 ish. I get up and make his coffee for him, and then we sit. I sit in my spot that I'm sitting in now. He has his chair, and we watch cartoons. And then, well, sometimes we do. And then, like, a little bit after that, he's been leaving early because he's been having to pick up people, or something goes terribly wrong in the bathroom. Like today, because yesterday he was like, I want to have to leave out of here really early in the morning tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And he told me, and I'm like, again? Like, now mind you, this is like the 3rd or 4th time that the sink has plumbing issues. So, I am thinking, and it's the same sink. It's the same sink area. You know, you have one here and you have one over here. You have 2 sinks and 1 vanity area. So, he goes, yeah, same vanity area, same plumbing issue, just the second sink now. And I'm like, it's like, it seems like it's a non-stop thing with fixing that sink for you. Because last time there was a lot of someone did a potch job on that. So there was that, and he had to fix that issue, and then before that there was, again, it's one thing after another with that place. Plumbing probably needs to be like updated. So yeah. There's that. So, what else can I talk about? We're slowly kind of, getting back to our groove of things. It has nothing to do with him. It's just I have to get back into that, because those couple of days threw me off. I kept the house still clean and whatnot. That wasn't it. It was just not knowing where we stood, and I already kind of had a small little idea what was going on in his brain. Thanks to the gift of being an empath. That's another thing that we talked about. I said, Daddy, sometimes being an empath is a curse. He's like, It can be, but it's also a blessing, especially when you're with that person and it is empath. So therefore, you know, you don't have any reason to not tell the truth. I was like, because you already know the truth and what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, but and I didn't tell him this, and I wanted to. I said, even as an empath, sometimes as empaths, we want to hear it from that person that we are with that's dealing with this. I mean, because, yeah, granted, we already know what's not being said, um, because we can feel the energy and we can feel the shift and the change and we can feel the emotion. Um, but, that doesn't mean that you don't communicate that, even though you're with an empath. I mean, don't take that for granted, because, I mean, not everyone is an empath, and so we still want to be able for you to communicate what you're feeling to us. Whether it hurts us or not, we still want to hear the truth from you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Dom to the ends of the earth. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love him to the ends of the earth. And I would do just about anything and everything for him to make him happy. But that's love. And, once we finally got, everything else situated and whatnot, and what he, we're getting back slowly with the affectionate part. It's been really hard to focus on staying in that mindset. I mean, because I'm a submissive, period. All the work that I have done, it has been service, cashier, something like that. And I really feel like things are just what they are. And I don't know, I really just want to get to, the way things were. And I mean, they will. They'll slowly get back that way. And I have to be patient. Because, like I said, it's not him. It's me. Because not really my insecurities, but more or less, like, I have to, find that back, you know. And I told him one night, I told him the night that everything was going to go back to the way it was, kind of. I told him, I said, I have missed it. I said, as much as I hated it, I longed for your touch. I craved your touch. In those days that we were kind of distant to each other, it was killing me, because all I wanted to do was, I wanted you to touch me. I wanted to feel your caress. I wanted to feel your embrace. I wanted to feel everything. And I was literally going out of my mind trying to figure out how to fix this. And it's slowly getting better, and I just got to stay out of my head and whatnot. Because when all the shit was going on, the thing that was popping through my head was, fuck, we're just getting back to normal for our dynamic. And for a DS relationship. And now I'm dealing with a child that didn't think at the time. So I had to deal with that, and then hearing that, and then I'm like, will this ever fucking end? I am so tired of it. Like, it has been the 24th of December, and we're going on the 27th of January, so about a month. It's been a month. Okay. Why is this still happening? Why is this still the talk? I mean, why? Why? That is my question. Why? Does people not have anything better to do than to create havoc and chaos? Because there's a whole bunch of jobs out there. You just have to fucking look, and you'll get it. So yeah, that's what's going on with me, and I guess I'll get off here and see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed day. Darkest blessings. Bye.